Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. This is kind of a long video. Maybe get some coffee and kick back or turn it on while you tidy your craft room. How about that? I showed a flip through for the collab of this journal, but I wanted to talk about some things that came up when I was making it and show you the insides of it in more details. So first, I talked about the shaker. I used tulle on that and sewed it to a journaling card. That's all that is. I found one. I was trying to find different colors. So like I didn't like some of the reds with the buffalo, but I liked this plaid. I stamped on it first. It was one that didn't have words, and so I used, it was blank right there. So I stamped the joy, peace, and love, and the reindeer was already there. I wanted some sort of sentiment. I was mostly looking for a card that I liked with the cover, and then I found that one. Then I threw in some red and gold. These are just rando items. Some my friend Noni gave me, some were in my stash. I went through Valentine's Day to find some red. I had a terrible time sewing this journal together. This one was a devil. And you can kind of see right here in the front, my stitch is more on the front than on the seam, thus the ribbon. If you have trouble, ribbon or washi tape is your best friend. I could have left it. If I sent it to you, you probably wouldn't complain, but this ribbon was a game changer on it. And what I did was I went through my stash and my Etsy wrapping supplies. This is bigger than I would normally use on a card, so it wasn't set out in my crafty ribbon stash, but I tried to find something that would wrap far enough around the edge. Well, I can't find the roll itself right now. I had this one and it would have been cute too, but it was a little narrower. See, so it would have been harder for me to make sure that I covered everything. So look through your stash and find a ribbon or a washi. If you have to use washi, put a bit of glue behind it and just cover it up if it didn't treat you well. Now, I don't know if the ends will fray. The other thing is you can see right here, this paper had a bit of cracking. So that was another thing. I was going to ignore the cracking. I had inked it a bit just to kind of cover it up, and I was just going to ignore the cracking. But once the stitching issue came up, I just couldn't help it. And I will say, I love the ribbon. Don't be afraid when you take a wrong turn or have a problem, because otherwise it wouldn't have occurred to me to put this ribbon on it, and I love it. It adds nice texture. So you have the pom-poms and you have this and the paper and the shaker. When you mess up, it's a blessing, really. Okay, on the inside, some of these are blank. This was giveaway stuff that I got from a friend. This is a bit of the paper. How darling is that? And I was just trying to add pockets and layers. Then this one I left blank for journaling. I like to have tip-ups. And I used two different kinds of washi. One of them has musical notes on it. It doesn't show really well, but I like to have details even if they don't show, on camera. And I rounded the edges and I inked the edges a lot in this one. It takes a lot longer to round the edges and ink the edges, but I think personally, I like them better. I know some people do not like rounded edges. It's a style thing. Every once in a while, I know it's going to take me way longer. It's harder to make the pockets and line everything up, but I do it anyway because it's fun. I had ephemera and bits from all sorts of collections. This was from a Heidi Swap thing that Tasha from A Date with My Craft Room gave me. I don't know what this was. This is a stamp in my stash that's one of my favorites. Has stars in it. And I used so many stamps in this journal that I had to make another place to put dirty stamps because I'm not going to wash all of these. I've got Christmas spread out all over. I'm probably going to reuse these, but these are some of my favorites from Personal Stamp Exchange. Celebrate the season. Friends are the magic of Christmas. So I used all of these. You'll see them throughout. The other thing is, because I had trouble with my red ink, it was a little pinkish, I used black ink. I have archivals that kind of bleed when you use them with nice sentiments. And other than that, I don't have a lot of inks. So don't be afraid to just use black. I'll show you, and if you think, oh my gosh, she should have gone to the store or talked to Noni, because of course Noni has every color of ink over the fence. Yeah, it was early. I was just puttering. but I like it. I think it's fine, especially since this journal has so many black accents. Here is another journaling card I didn't stamp on. There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays is from the pack. And see how it has this embossed glittery stuff? I'm going to show you what I did for my embossing powders. Then this is a random star that I put in here. These are from Pooh Bear's stars. You might have heard me talk about a long time ago. I ordered stars online, and these are the small ones that are left. They were large, and I put them on my sliding glass doors so Pooh wouldn't crash into them. And then these had just been on the giant sheet hanging on the wall, and I thought I'll never use them. I snuck a bit of Pooh Bear stars in here. Maybe it doesn't look great there. I don't care. It made me happy. And it's kind of fun. I've been working those into my Christmas projects. Everybody gets a little bit of Pooh Bear. Then I have washi, and I just put the washi on these pages because this is a December daily or a gratitude journal or a whatever. Oops, dirty stamps, dirty stamps. I want lots of places to write, but I also wanted some interest. So we have the stripes and the stripes doily. This paper is fun because the mittens are embossed. This was, I finally remembered I had my little photo album from Dollar Tree right here of little die cuts. So I went through and pulled out some that worked, and the joy was already cut out of a scrap. And how cute is that? And a red star. And I actually put that red star there because there was kind of a dent from this. So use stickers and stars as needed to fix things. Then this envelope was a little hard to get things out of. So I took a small circle punch. I just made a tiny circle cut out right there. And these envelopes, these ridiculously cute envelopes, were a gift from a date with my craft room. She cleaned out her Christmas stash months ago. Heck, it might have been last January. I don't remember. And gave me a ton of fun stuff. And I just put it in my boxes, hadn't even looked. Washi for the same reason, interest. Hello, December. And then you pull it out, and I've stamped it with warm hearts and a snowflake and inked the edges. And there's glitter in this twine. This twine was a gift from Robin's Feathered Nest. I'm not sure if she's making videos, but she makes amazing projects, and she has videos on her channel from before. Celebrate the season. I try not to repeat a sentiment, but I did on that one. If that's a big deal to the recipient, they could take out this card, but how cute. And I have a couple different textiles in here. I think that makes it fun. This tip out was from the collection, the journaling card, and then I added washi. And I always try to put a little bit of glue under the ends of the washi or dot it along the way. Then a sticker down the side that goes with this. This is a little cutie. I showed it in the other video. And I love this palm trim. I think I'm going to do it again. It's not really something that I thought I would use, but it's just fun. It adds so much interest to the journal. Then, may the gift of peace, love, and joy be yours this season. You know, I got it for Christmas cards, but I want the recipient to have that too. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I stamped it with gratitude. In my journals, I like to give positive messages, and some of my stuff doesn't work as well because it's a Christmassy journal, but you can always have gratitude. And they also could be journaling prompts. Trees. I had a little trouble down here with the inks. I think the reason these trees came out so nice is because I don't wash my stamps. So there was probably green ink on there. These, it's different stamp sets, were a little bit blue. And I think the ink itself is a little blue. So just mix and match, try things out. The other thing is stamps are sold in sets these days, right? The clear acrylics. And there is this mentality a little bit that the stamp set goes with the paper or products. No, go through all your stamp sets. And if there's a tree in there and it's Christmas and you want to use it, take it out. This snowflake is Personal Stamp Exchange from 1999. And I used it with this one that's Cartabella from last year. Pick your stuff and mix and match. I wanted 2 different sizes. There are no rules. Just go through and dig through your stash. You can look through all of your stuff and find stamps for Christmas. You don't have to buy Christmas stamps. You have them. Trees. Happy people. I love this page. I don't know why. I like the balance of colors. I pulled out the mint right here. Here's what I want to show you with my embossing powders. I had Ranger White. It's new. It's very good. It was boring on a white page. Then this one was a recent gift in that box of embossing stuff I got. I really couldn't figure out what it was, but it looked sparkly and iridescent in the jar. If it had a specific name or title, it was torn off years ago. Embossing powder. I mixed a bit of them and put it in a jar. Just enough. Sort of by accident is how it started. See, accidents are the best. That way I got, throughout the journal, different pages. I got more texture because this flat one didn't puff up. It was pretty flat and almost just like you glued glitter to the page. This page is just this one. See how it's kind of clear and it has the embossing in it. And then other pages I mixed, and then sometimes I would stamp with just white or just this one on the page itself, but not actually use mixed powder. Get creative. There are no rules. In your room, you could mix black and white powder if you want. It's your room. I haven't done it, but we could. My little clip. There's nothing exciting on the back of that one. This page was from a Heidi Swap ephemera pack that was a gift. Making Spirits Bright was a larger, I actually don't remember what it was. I don't know that it was this size. There was something about it I didn't like, so I cut it off and just kept the sentiment. Then this is a little deer that's also from the Cartabella set. It has a lot of cute little stamps, tiny. Warm Hearts was a separate tiny font that I put with the snowflake. They're little dudes. And random green ribbon that I found in my stash. And here, I went back and forth. I put a sled on the page and then put joy over it because I wanted the joy to have more emphasis. And it just was floating on the page. It was kind of a hot mess. I will tell you, this die is not one that I would recommend if you're a lazy die cutter like me. This Y right here and the J, it's kind of dainty and hard to work with and get glued on. I wouldn't run out and buy that one. I love it. It's penny black. Oh, it's made in China. Okay, well, buy one that's made in the US and is a little easier to work with. The O is super easy. The body of the J and the Y are fine. But this part, it's a little dainty for my taste. But it is cute, isn't it? Okay, then on this page, I think I showed that in the other video, so we'll skip it. This is washi tape. That's not my idea. I watched a video and I can't remember who it was. But all you do is you take, look, what do you know? It's actual tape. Take this tape, long strip of it, however long you want, double it back, do it straight because otherwise it looks tacky, and then pull it off and then use it like you would use ribbon. You can fold it and thread it through. You'll notice I trimmed the ends like a ribbon. Just have fun with it. It's another great way to use washi tape. You probably saw on my recent updates video that Janie decorated a gift bag with washi tape. We know you have washi tape in your stash. The thing I love about this, especially for holiday themed things, is you might not have the red and white ribbon that you wanted. My ribbons were all really bright red, almost orangey red. I couldn't handle them in here. This was the only one that worked. The other ones were even worse. So using washi tape is a great way to do that. When you see these tuck spots like this, all I'm doing is taking a piece of ephemera and just putting glue on this side of it a little bit so that the top is still loose. That's the only thing. There's nothing fancy. Just don't glue the whole thing down. Just put the glue right across the bottom. Same here. And this was a tag in the collection, and then there was like a deer head on this tag. I'm not into that look. I don't understand how Christmas paper has a deer head in it. I kind of want the deer to look like it's attached to its head. Here in the Northwest, there's hunting, and that's what that says to me, so I don't get it at all. So I layered it up. I was looking for cardstock to put it on. Sometimes these tags are a little thin, and I like to layer them. There we go. And the doily was just out of my stash, and it's not tea-dyed or anything. This collection is a little strange because it has white and cream in it, and the backs of the papers are white, so you can see here. Normally, that would make me crazy. I just had to let it go because the ephemera all had white, the backs of the papers, and I wanted room to write. It's okay, I think. On this page, I mixed the paste and different embossing powders. Had some fun there. Washi, this is a bit of ephemera. That's a sticker. It doesn't matter once they're on the page. I tore some of the pockets and then inked the edges. I love that. I don't know if other people do, but it makes me happy. Santa, stop here. Blessed, and that's gold mirror paper. And thoughts from today. On the back of this is a bird. I don't know if it was really Christmas collection. The color doesn't quite work, but I just love the card. Oops. Be careful with the antlers in your tuck spot. And again, I put the glue on the legs, the bottom of the body, and then it's there. If your tuck spot doesn't work or it gets messed up, find something big and glue it over it. I mean, you could trim the ends. You could always patch it up. So don't be afraid to try things. I think the tuck spots out of circles, animals, teacups, mittens, whatever, are just fun. I mean, instead of just always a plain pocket. Here's another pocket. I tore the edge. I don't know if I'll decorate here, maybe not. And then down here, this one says believe and has a heart. So I think this journal is headed for my Etsy shop. Oh, I left the threads. If someone is really meticulous and that's not their style, they can take their scissors and trim all these threads. But I left them. I left them long enough to be interesting, but not so long to make a tangle. And I think it's a pretty fun one. I hope you enjoyed this and you got some tips from it. And, oh, I didn't really point out the black ink as we went through, but think about that for yours. You don't necessarily need all the colors of ink. You can get by with not very many colors, and your project will still turn out fun. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting more detail on this journal. I just assembled it yesterday, so it'll start to lay down more. And I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.